What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be doing an update of Red Dragon Archfiend. It's been a while since I've done one of these videos. The last one was Rise and Rampage, but it was only because Red Rising Dragon was in it. It's the only thing I added really. But now this one is a completely changed deck profile. And also Happy Halloween is a good way to start off the video. It's Halloween today. And I had no other Halloween deck, but I wanted to do this one because this guy's a demon. He's Red Demon Dragon in the Japanese. Like, you can't get any more devilish and Halloween-y than that. And he looks like he's like a pumpkin armor. But yeah, so this is a brand new deck profile. There's a few similarities, but it's definitely changed compared to all the other ones. And for those of you, like I said, I put up a post saying that I was going to do this deck profile that I've actually taken a lot of time. Like, in a lot of videos, people are constantly putting in the comments that they want to see... They want to see an update of this, and they want to... I was saying I'd love to update it, but the problem is I couldn't find any cards that might help the deck. And I don't want to give off half-arse deck profiles that if somebody actually does go out and buy them, that they're crap. So this one actually is good. I love playing it. And I don't know, Red Dragon Archfiend has a special place in my heart. And if you want to go for any sort of... competitive play, this would be it to get, like, it feels great being able to special summon Red Dragon Archfiend every single turn. So that's why I have the extra deck is pure synchro, and a lot of you won't like that, but it's pure white. It's so pretty. But yeah, this he's not part of it. I just wanted to show how pretty he is, and I wanted to make a deck profile of him. And I actually have like an extra side deck sort of thing for those of you who wanted to look at that, and he's in it. But it's only like a different deck profile idea I came up with. So anyway, I'm going to talk in a few minutes, and you can skip forward to the deck profile if you wish. But yeah, so this deck profile is very close, near and dear to my heart. The story, for those of you who've been around from the start, know the story, but this is a story that's it's important to me. Basically, so I was into Yu-Gi-Oh from like the beginning. I was a kid, and I was in GX kind of, and then I kind of got out of it, and then kind of 5Ds came into it, and I was like really interested. And I bought the cards, but I wasn't really into it. And then Zexal got over it. And then eventually I went to go back. I moved away, obviously, and I came back to my hometown or whatever. And then when I came back, I couldn't find any of my cards. All my cards were gone, and it was really upsetting. Obviously, when you lose, when something's robbed or taken on you. So I decided to, I kind of got back into it, Yu-Gi-Oh! A little bit, and I was just kind of devastated I couldn't find the deck, because I went to go look through, maybe you look through your cards now and again. But yeah, so I ended up, the first deck I ever bought was Red Dragon Archfiend, and this guy on eBay had had Red Nova Dragon as one of the main cards. Actually, I think I had Red Nova Dragon before that. I'm not sure, but I think he had just Red Dragon Archfiend in like an ultra rare, and he had a few of the cards, like the Synchrons, or not the Synchrons, the Resonators. And I loved the deck, playing it. I was like, this is so much fun. And I was like, I'm going to build on this. So for a while I built on it. And then eventually, thankfully, I found my cards. I thought my mother had sold them. But thankfully she didn't. And I had found them all in the attic. And I ended up bringing them back to my own house. And I ended up upgrading the deck. And that's the deck that you've seen in all the videos. And then I decided to do like YouTube videos and all that kind of stuff. And Red Dragon Archfiend has always been there from the start for me anyway. So yeah, so this is my like redemption sort of deck in a way. It's been there from the start when I really thought I had nothing else. I had this. Yeah, and like when I was playing with all my friends and stuff, we'd get together, we'd play and stuff, and I'd beat them with this deck, and it was crazy because like it doesn't seem like a great deck, but it really helps being able to summon those big beaters, and all these kind of rival decks like Blue Eyes, Galaxy Eyes, Red Dragon Archfiend, they all kind of spam out these 3000 beaters, and they let you sit with the 3000 beaters, and that's exactly what this one does. If we weren't playing Master Rule 4, the deck would be OP, only because I can do multiple Red Dragon Archfiends. It's only because the deck literally spams out rank 8 or level 8s synchros. The only other thing is I don't use link monsters, because the deck spams out these two guys, but then some of them lock you into synchro plays, because there was no point really playing the links. And look, if you want to take the deck profile, mix it around and all that, but at the minute I'm liking someone one big thing and maybe going for Abyss and having a negation, and then your opponent destroys that and you can go for something else, it's just fun. So anyway, without further waffle, this deck profile is going to be very, very long. We'll get into it. So the first card I'm going to be running is a brand new one. You've never seen this card before. I'll show you how pretty it is. But this is Red Dragon Archfiend Assault Mode. It's obviously not a new one, but it's new to me. So what he does is, for those of you who don't know the Assault Mode activates, I'm not going to talk too much into it, but this guy is special somewhat Assault Mode activate. I'll go into the cards later on. But his effect is, if this card attacks, destroy all other monsters after damage calculation. When this card is on the field is destroyed, you can special summon a Red Dragon Archfiend from the graveyard. So that's his effect. The only problem is he destroys your own cards, which is dangerous. You have to be very careful of that. The next card I'm running is Stardust Dragon Assault Mode. He has a negation effect, and similar, has to be special with Assault Mode activate. You can negate the effect. If a card would be destroyed, you can negate the effect, destroy that card. So it's nice. And then if it's destroyed, you get special Stardust Dragon from the grave, yeah. So let's get into some of the smaller monsters. So we're going to be running 3 Wandering King Wildwind. So what he does is, if there is a Fiend with 200 or 1500 less attacking, special summon himself, and then on a turn he wasn't sent to the graveyard, he can actually, I'm actually going to put them like this, he can actually, what's it called? He can banish himself and search out Resonator. So he's your searcher as well. So a lot of time you can just use them and the next turn get more Resonators and stuff. So yeah, so right, so I have them as like Jack's cards, and I have the rest of the cards set up. That's why it looks weird with the levels. Anyway, 2 Creation Resonator. If there's level 8 Synchro Monster, you special summon themselves. Pretty self-explanatory. Then we have 3 Red Resonator. You can't even see the name, but I think you all know. Red Resonator has the effect that if he's normal summoned, you can special summon level 4 from your hand, and also if he's special summoned, you can target a special monster and gain life points equal to that monster's attack. Stop me if I'm going too fast. The next card is Synchron Resonator. If there's a Synchro monster on the field, he can special summon himself, and then if he's used as a Synchro material, I can target a Resonator monster in the graveyard and add it to my hand. And then the last one we have is Chain Resonator. He basically helps you get your Red Nova Dragon, your King Calamity, your Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend, and all your big boss monsters, just if he's able to be normal summoned, and he's pretty sweet. So we only run 1 because it's a pretty kind of thing, but if you do draw it, like, it's not dead. So that's it for the Jack kind of stuffs. The next card I'm running is the card that came out in Legendary Duelist 5. So this one is one of Rex Goodwin's, or Rex, is it Rex Goodwin? Yeah, I think it's Rex Goodwin's cards. So basically what he can do is you can discard a card and special from your hand, special from this card in defense position, and then you can special from a fire and a catastor from your hand or deck. You can not special monsters from the extra deck this turn, you activate this effect, except for Synchro Monsters. So do you see what I mean? It locks you down into Synchro Monsters. So yes, Dawnwalker special summons, for literally discarding a card, you get to go Red Dragon Archfiend first turn, because you special summons a level 8 Synchro. A lot of, if it wasn't explained before as well, sorry. So Red Resonator can normal summon Wandering King Wildwind, and then go into Red Rising Dragon, and then special summon back Red Resonator, and then gain 2100 life points, and then special summon Red Dragon Archfiend. So that's the little combo there. These two are the combo for the big monsters, and this one obviously is with Fire and Catastor. These are the 2 that's just special summons straight away. If you draw this, it's fine. It's still level 3 tuner. Yeah, you're not going to really use it. It's more of like you probably discarded, especially the last one. But yeah, it's nice. Straight away level 8. Then the next little, so I'm going to actually get rid of these cards first. The next little engine we run is the Assault engine. I think most people know what this is. But yeah, so first off we have Assault Beast. So Assault Beast can discard himself and then add an Assault Mode activate from your deck to your hand. And then we have Assault Sentinel, who can tribute himself and special summon a monster from your hand deck that specifically is Assault Mode activate. Also, you can have special monster for rest, extra deck for rest turn, except Synchro monster, so locks in Synchro as well. You can tag one face of monster you control and make it the materials. That doesn't matter, so second effect doesn't matter. But basically, if you draw into this instead of any of the other ones, you basically normal summon him and then search out the next guy I'm going to show you, and then you can go into your little play, which I'll show you. So this is the next guy. This is Psy Reflector. So what he can do is, if he is normal or special, you can add an Assault Mode activate, or one card is specifically this Assault Mode activate. So like what you can do is you can normal summon this, tribute him, special summon him, and then add Assault Beast to your hand, send that to the graveyard, and then get your Assault Mode activate to your hand. Then his second effect activates that you can reveal your Assault Mode activate in your hand and special summon one of these from the graveyard and make their level 7, and then you can make, he's level 1 tuner, so you can go into your level 8 like that. So like, so you have 3 searches. Then you have 3 searches, like, so he's a 1 card Red Dragon Archfiend, he's a 1 card Red Dragon Archfiend, and he just gets your Salt Mode activated because you need to run 3 because you're going to be running into them a lot. A lot of time you will draw one of those 6s because we use as many as we can. Anyway, next we're running 3 Resonator Call. He searches out all your Resonator monsters, so you can special them some of your bigger guys. Then you have 3 Call by the Grave just to stop your opponent's hand traps. Running the 1 Black Garden, reasons I'll explain later. Basically, just when you have your big monster, it stops your opponent from special more monsters, kind of. Yeah. Then we have Emergency Teleport, which special summons Psy Reflector from the deck, as well as 1 for 1, but you can also go into like Synchron Resonator if you want, or Psy Reflector. Then we have the 1 Monster Reborn. You can always change that with a Revival of the Dragon Lords, and then 2 Assault Mode Activate just to search. You only need 2, you're not going to search the third one 9 times out of 10. So that's it for the main deck. It's a 40 card deck. Now for the pretty extra deck. Should I go backwards? I might just go backwards. So backwards. The first card running is Garden Rose Maiden. There's a few reasons for this. Basically, it's a level 5. So if you end up getting to your hand the level 4 and a Synchron Resonator, it's not all the end of the world. At least you can go into this card, Garden Rose Maiden. So it's 2400 Defender, which is kind of nice. And if it's special, you can add the Black Garden from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So that's also nice. Having that extra field spell just that your opponent can't all have like half their attacks. And you get to summon a load of tokens with Black Garden. And then you can banish this card from your graveyard, target 1 Rose Garden or 1 Dragon Synchro monster. So it's basically a monster born for your Red Dragon Archfiend later on in the game. Then we're running 3 Red Rising Dragon. You could probably take one of the Red Rising Dragon out and add a Link monster. Only because we're only running very little level 4s, but like the only reason I did it because you have Red Rising, and if you get like Assault Beast or Assault Sentinel, or you can always go into this and then gain a bit of life points as well as summon your Red Dragon Archfiend. So what he does basically is he needs a Fiend Tuner, so one of the red Resonators, and then he can target a Synchron monster or a Resonator monster in his graveyard, special summon it, and then you can Synchro again. He also has another effect. During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to graveyard, you can banish card from the graveyard and then target 2 level 1 Resonator monsters in the graveyard, special summon both. So it really helps you out summoning a Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend or some of the other big guys. So it's nice to summon him and have him in the graveyard just in case you do have 2 level 1s. So yeah. Next card we're running is 1 Stardust Dragon for your Stardust Dragon Assault mode. So a lot of the time I'll actually go into Stardust Dragon Assault mode first, only because it has that negation effect and it's just nicer to use against your opponents. You can always go for the power force play with Assault mode, Red Dragon Archfiend, and destroy all the cards your opponent has and keep destroying them. But some decks that doesn't work against. But it's an option. Maybe later game as well when your opponent doesn't have too much recursion. So this is Stardust Dragon, and basically so everybody knows what he does, and he's so pretty, that one is. And at one stage Jack did have Stardust Dragon, so it's fine. Then we have the OG Red Dragon Archfiend. I only use him because he's pretty. Yeah, his effect isn't great. His effect just destroys defense position monsters, but it's fine. Then we have the manga Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, and he's really good. The only problem he doesn't have is the same name as Red Dragon Archfiend, so you can't use him for like Red Nova and stuff. But he does have the amazing effect that he can destroy all face-up attack position monsters your opponent controls, and then he's the only monster who can attack. But it's really nice. And we have 2 of the most beautiful card in the deck. Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. He's treated as Red Dragon Archfiend while in the graveyard focus. And basically what he can do is he can destroy monsters your opponent controls with attack less than him and inflict 500 damage for each. And he was just OP in the anime, the Archfiend anime. Next we have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. This one negates a face-up card, so you can negate Mirror Forces, Monster Borns, Call by the Graves, all that kind of stuff that has to get on the face-up on the field first to activate their effects. And then he gets if he inflicts damage, you get special summon a tuner monster from the graveyard. And then we have Bane. Bane, if he inflicts damage, you get special summon 1 from the graveyard, 1 from your hand, or 1 from the hand, 1 from the deck. I can't remember. Maybe it's graveyard and deck. And then he has the effect that he can tribute a monster special from Red Dragon Archfiend to graveyard. So he's a monster born for most of these guys. And like with all your extra tuners now have use. So he just requires like Red Dragon Archfiend and a level 2. Which is like red Resonator, which is fine. You know what I mean? It's not hard to do. Next, we have the biggest of the biggest bad boss monsters. So Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. I found this, like in the other deck profiles, I never found it easy to summon this guy. But in this deck profile, he's so easy to summon. Just with Red Rising Dragon is a way to summon him. And then you have Chain Resonator, Synchron Resonator, and then you have Psy Reflector. You know, you can always have Psy Reflector. If you summon your Red Dragon Archfiend using like Fire Anticatastor and you have him, then you can go for like a Psy Reflector and then go for a Synchron Resonator, whatever. You know, you have 1-for-1 and you have Emergency Teleport. So it's not hard to get 2 level 1 tuners out in the field, which is what he requires. And his effect is you can destroy all other cards on the field. So it destroys your opponent's entire board. And then the last thing he has is during the battle phase, if your opponent was to activate anything, he'd negate. Again, 500 attacks, so that's really nice. Then we have another OP Hot Red Dragon Archfiend King Kalami. Had to have this card in the deck. Basically what he does is when he's synchro summoned, you can activate his effect. For the rest of the turn, your opponent cannot activate cards. Also, your opponent's cards cannot activate their effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. And if this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to opponent equal to the original attack. If this card in the owner's possession is destroyed by your opponent's card battle card effect, you can target 1 level 8 or lower Dark Dragon special summon them. So you can summon one of your Red Dragon Archfiends. And then the last one, my favourite card, still to this day, is Red Nova Dragon. And basically what he does is he just gets crazy high attack. 500 for each tuner monster in the graveyard. And you can have a good few. Every time I've summoned them, I think I've had them at 5,000 at least. He can't be destroyed by card effects or your opponent's spell and trap him or monsters. When your opponent declares an attack, you can just banish him and negate the attack. So that's it. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. I'll show you quickly, if you wish, for those of you who want to still watch, the side deck. And the little idea I was coming up with for a different kind of deck profile. So, I have 3 Prankitrops. I think he's in every side deck at the minute. You can do Nibiru and stuff. This is just like kind of a funny kind of extra side deck. Because I wanted to use Majestic Red Dragon. Because he's summonable, but you just have to use these cards. You'd have to change a lot and the deck would get so less consistent. So it's 3 Majestic Dragon, 3 Jester Comfit. These are the 2 you use to special summon Majestic Red Dragon Archfiend. And then we have Twin Twisters, because we don't really have much to destroy back row. Then we have Red Reboot, only because I know like Altergeist aren't a big thing. I'd probably rather switch this for Anti-Spell Fragrance, because this has a terrible matchup against Sky Strikers. All you have to do is kind of destroy. If you have 2 or 3 negations, you're gone. Like obviously you can live through 1 negation, especially if you because most cards are just a 1-turn thing. But yeah, I'm tired. Happy Halloween, guys. I hope you liked the video. I hope you show all your support. You've been showing great support in the past and the future, hopefully. I'll leave in the description my eBay page. Feel free to check that out. There's not many cards on it now, but I have a lot of cards, but I just don't know what you guys want to sell, and there's a lot of hassle, and I'm working full time. It's hard to get them all up. But if you want to send me a message or something saying like, oh, see that Prankitrops, how much you selling that? Like €1 for 3, work away, because you have to sell €1 to make money back in any way, shape or form. Like all singles and thirds are just €1 or something. But yeah, any of the cards you see in my deck profile, any of the openings you see, don't be afraid to ask me. They're not gone anywhere unless they're up and whatever. They're not gone anywhere as far as I know. Whatever's on the page now, obviously the only thing I've actually put up was Battles of Heroes Revenge, and a good few of those cards sold. And it helps out the channel because I don't really get paid any other way. Other than my full-time job. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe. You're all great. And keep doing. And I hope to hear some of your fun stories of your decks, if anything like that happened to you. Because it's hard. It's not nice when something gets robbed or taken on you. It's horrible. But then it's nice when you find some stuff again and like make a new deck and make it your own, and it's fun. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Good luck.